looking for the perfect hybrid camera, I bought the Panasonic Lumix S1R2 and I traveled with it through Europe. And today I want to share my experiences with you, and I want to talk about why I love it and I hate it. And at the end of the video, I will talk about something that no creator has ever mentioned, and that's a biggie. And no, we're not talking about rolling shutter. Well, the first thing why I purchased this camera was this amazing viewfinder. I still love to take pictures like this instead of like this. So having 5.76 megapixels and a refresh rate of up to 120 Hertz is amazing. And I love the look through the viewfinder. It is so bright, it is so crisp and clear, and it helps you also if you want to manually focus on a subject. And since we're talking about visuals, the second thing that's pretty often mentioned in other channels is the fully articulating screen. I mean, having this option is fantastic also as a photographer, because it allows you to be way more creative and capture things from different angles. But this is something you've heard before. Another major reason why I purchased this camera is this one, the CF Express Type B card. And I record all my videos on this card because it's blazing fast. It's easy to take out and to transfer the files to the PC. And I had these cards already because I had the GH6 before and also the GH7. So reutilizing these cards makes a lot of sense because they're freaking expensive. We have a second card slot for an SD card. I have a UHS 2 card and I dedicated it for photos only. If you watched my other video reviews, you know one thing about me, it always freaks me out if I have to change lenses outside because I'm afraid that dust or dirt might come onto the sensor. Another feature that really appealed to me on this camera was that you can close a curtain over your sensor when you're changing lenses and protect it from dust and dirt, and that gives you a peace of mind, and I love this about the S1R2. As a hybrid shooter, it's simply amazing to see the amount of different video resolutions, frame rates, and. So this, on paper, was the perfect video camera. And we have C1 to C5, so you can customize. And with the turn of a dial, you are in a different mode. So you can easily set it up and switch it and create whatever you need to. One of the main reasons why I wanted a camera like this was the ability to shoot open gate. You can easily record your footage and then reframe it, same as I've done it with the GH6 and GH7 before. This is something I really wanted in a camera, and you can do it here. 6.4K, open gate, 30 FPS. Many creators praise the stabilization of the S1R2, and it's nice to have, but I'm a one-man show, and most of the time my camera sits on a tripod, and well, there's not much to stabilize, right? So nice to have, but I don't really need it. Another thing I knew about is the battery life, and even in photo mode. I was walking 6, 7, 8 hours through Prague with my son, and my son had the Sony A7C Mark II. Yeah, sometimes in between I even turned it off. After about 6.5 hours, I had to change batteries. It was fully charged in the morning and it was gone a couple of hours later. His battery on the Sony A7C Mark II was at 83%. And guys, this is simply not acceptable. Of course, you can have spare batteries with you, but A, it's always bulky and heavy, and B, it's inconvenient. When it comes to photos, there shouldn't be such a battery drain when you're simply walking with your camera in a standby mode. So yeah, that was pretty disappointing. So no, I will not talk about this here, because rolling shutter for me as a single creator who has the camera on a tripod all the time is not an issue. And it might be an issue for filmmakers and not for me, so check mark on this one. And the sensor readout is faster than it is on the Sony A7C Mark II, so I'm golden. The body size, well, I kind of underestimated it. It is pretty bulky and it's really made for big hands. So it is getting close to my limit of my comfort zone. So yeah, it is what it is. I can handle it, but I wish it would be a bit more ergonomic. On his YouTube channel, Geeky Nerdy Techie, Shane warned about the overheating issues of the S1R2. And I didn't listen. I so regret that. I tested it in my studio in an air-conditioned space, and I recorded 6.4K at 30 FPS, setting the temperature tolerance of the camera to high, and it shut down after only 23 minutes of recording time, and that's not remotely enough to produce a video. I think it's mosquito time. Ugh. I was pretty upset about this. And yes, there are ways to work around it. You can change it to 4K, and then of course it gives you a much longer recording time. But hey, the purpose of me buying this camera was open gate shooting. Autofocus is the best that I've ever seen in a Panasonic Lumix camera. Especially when you set it to human, I've never missed a shot. It is amazing. And here's something nobody ever talked about. And believe me, I've watched so many different YouTube channels about the S1R2. And that is the focus in photo mode. In general, it works flawless. It looks really good, especially when you have a subject recognition, like human eyes, or you target an animal, no problems there. But when you're traveling and you want to really be creative, I normally loved to set things on flexible spot, flexible focus point. The way I was used it from Sony, it locks onto your target, you easily reframe, and you can create a beautiful image, and wherever you had your focus, it is tack sharp. Well, unfortunately, not with the Panasonic Lumix S1R2. Your flexible spot doesn't necessarily stay locked onto your target. This flexible spot is all over the place. It might get bigger, or it might slip down or up or go somewhere else, and I've missed 25% of all my images. And that's a ratio that is unacceptable for a photographer. I'm very disappointed about this, and this is a big thing for me. And yeah, I hope it will be addressed in a future firmware update, but for now, this is unbearable. During my trip through Europe, something awful happened. I watched a video of my favorite YouTuber, Shane, on Geeky Nerdy Techie. And no, it was not his video that was awful, it was the message, because Lumix came out with another camera, the Panasonic S1 II and the Panasonic S1 IIe. And this was awful for me because these cameras have everything I was looking for, and they can even record for longer times without overheating. BIOS remorse. Of course, it doesn't have the 44 megapixel sensor, and it can't create these amazing 174 megapixel photos, but do I really need that? I don't think so. So to conclude this video, what do I think about the Lumix S1R2, and do I have buyer's remorse? I have still mixed emotions about this camera. Would I buy it again? I don't think so. Overheating is a big issue for me and doesn't make me very happy, but all the other features are pretty cool. The option to record 4K 120 FPS, although I don't do this often, but to have the option is nice. The focus, human detection, is fantastic. Well, it has a lot of features that I likely will never utilize. I will likely never record 8.1K, especially not with these overheating issues. I don't need the 32-bit float because I don't have a $500 extra XLR adapter. I don't record Apple ProRes on an internal drive, although it's nice to have the option, but I don't need that for my small YouTube channel. So it's overkill for me, yes. I think I would be better off with the other camera, but it's too late. If I would sell this now on eBay, I would get less because it's used, and I have to pay 15% eBay fee, so of course I have to keep it. I wouldn't even give me enough money to purchase the new camera. So I stuck with this, and I have to make the best out of it. I wish it wouldn't overheat that easy. I wish I could record longer. I wish the flexible hotspot would work the way it does on the Sony cameras. And I truly hope for a firmware update. Dear Panasonic, listen to this. No, you don't even watch my channel. Anyway, these were my 5 cents of the Panasonic Lumix S1R2. I hope you liked the video. If so, leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And by the way, YouTube thinks you should watch this video here next. Thanks so much for watching this. Till the next time, stay safe, stay tuned, and take care. Bye for now.